Man, it's Prolifik.
What's going on?
Negus.
What's happening?
We're back, man. We're back to continue what we talked about last time, man.
Yeah, we kind of ran a little long. It was a passionate discussion, and we just kind of shot right over our time. So,
but definitely, it's always good when you get that dialogue going. Sometimes you get caught up in the moment. Things take a little longer, but we really wanted to touch on a variety of things in this video. First of all, starting with a lot of the local, not just black businesses, but just black causes, period, that we've been supporting within the city of Charlotte right now. Right now we have a lot going on. I met a few people with the LOC. They had some events about conflict resolution, and they had young girls there, man, young black girls, ages probably 10 or 11, selling pies, man, out there making money off of that. We've been supporting them. Myra Foster, shout out to her, man. She has, with her series, different books that are children's stories, but just based on the black cause, things that are helpful to black people that you can read to your children. It's all about the messaging. We making sure that we get the representation, the cartoons, the black cartoons are shown in these books, so that way when the kid can look back and be like, when I was 3 years old, my mom used to read that to me, it made me feel proud to be black. A lot of stuff that we have going on here, man. I'm just naming a few, but there are so many different causes. The gas footwear, also shout out to him, because what he's doing is he's making like the African symbol. He has that on an actual shoe. It comes like, just like with the old mid-top and Air Dunks, it's just an African symbol on the side, and even short shoes like I'm wearing right now with the Air Maxes with the African symbol. So if you're into that African culture and want to support a good cause, the gas footwear is also something that you can look into. So let's touch on that real quick, man. And to continue last time, man, how do you feel? Because I think that there's so many different things going on that we just have to find a central focus. But I believe that we can do that as far as making a change. We can do that within the entertainment industry, because we were just talking about with the black shows, man. To transition into that, helping out is not just with spending money, but with viewership, honestly. What we're doing is we're supporting. Of course, we pay for a Netflix account, but I'm really just referring to just watching these, whether it be on TV or just wherever you can, just support these black shows, the very little ones that we do have. Like the Blackish, the Black Lightning.
And you got
other superheroes.
You got Brownish too.
Brownish, yep, the spin-off out there. Both those shows are awesome, man.
If you're not watching Black Lightning,
check it out.
Do yourself a service.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Check it out. Check it out. I'm upset, man. It's like, even though we have some of those shows now, another thing that we were discussing is how it's such a scarcity. Back when you had so many shows like The Family Matters, Fresh Prince, you had Smart Guy, Ken and Kel, Parenthood.
Yeah.
Man, the list goes on, man. The list goes on, and it just seems like what happened, because even with the Carmichael show, they canceled it. It was too controversial. They had episodes addressing mass shootings, and it wasn't anything that was going to be ignorant. Every show has a message behind it. Every episode has a message behind it with a deeper meaning. It's done through comedy, but they've touched on a lot of things, man. They touched on ownership of a gun, the different sides of that, people with their decisions to vote, having relatives that you want to help out, but they don't want to help themselves, just things that we go through as black people in society in general. But we don't have enough shows that are actually putting that message out there and making it to where it's not just comedy, but it's something that's thought-provoking, something that you can go back to and say, well, I disagree with what was said in the show in this part, and I agree with that part, and it's like you can take bits and pieces out of it and kind of decide what your opinion is going to be. Because at the end of the day, it is your opinion, but you always want to make sure that you're kind of looking at all the different sides that take place, and with that, just delivering that message for me, man. The little bit of time it was there, I believe season 2 they're going to put on Netflix soon, but it just ended way too soon, man. You know, shout out to David Allen Greer. shout out to Tiffany Haddish. She was in Blackish, man, and she's doing it big right now. Wasn't she the first female SNL host?
Yeah,
probably.
Yeah, some
of that nature, man. But SNL is a major platform.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that. They've been around for years, man. For years, since that was my parents' time, man. That's big for her to be on that. And we all know, I'm drawing a blank what his name is, but he played in Get Out, and I recognize him from the Carmichael show. So it was like, man, dog, it was just this show meant so much, and we need more of that. I can't keep saying it, man. I'm gonna say it over and over and over and over again, man. It starts right there. We need strong male figures too, man, because that's one thing that we're lacking, It's gotten to a point where it seems like that's trying to be erased from the psyche of American citizens, that they don't want you to have that strong figure. We don't want to keep putting that out, but we do want to put out that, we're the biggest and the baddest, and all the country can fuck with us. I mean, I understand that image to a certain degree. You gotta do what you gotta do, but we should use that same type of effort and initiative to building up the citizens. Not just people that are part of the system, but the everyday citizen that you see every day walking to work. You may not talk to him, you may not say hi to him, but he could be the nicest guy ever. You could have so much in common with him, but you don't even know. I'm talking about us that are just going through life trying to find our way. It helps, man. It provides directions. We need shows that are going to display black people with owning a business. Have the mother and father own a business, man, and just like show that we can do a lot of things. The son doesn't always have to play sports. He could be into intellectual things. Not to say that
technologies.
Yep. And there you go, man.
The entertainment industry, and I don't mean like acting, but like behind the scenes, running the cameras, directing, writing.
Right.
There's so many different facets of industry as a whole that an individual can get into. I remember growing up, I'm a hardcore gamer, like I'm a big gamer. You know what I'm saying? Gaming is a part of my life. I go to school for simulation and game development, so I'm going to school to make games. And, I remember growing up and, my mom telling me, you're not going to make any money sitting in front of the TV playing these games, and you got people making millions of dollars to test that. You know what I'm saying?
Taking a job playing video games.
You know what I mean? So it's a matter of making sure that these kids understand that there's so much more that they can do out here, to make money and make legit money.
Right.
It's not going to be easy. It's going to take time. You're going to have to work at it. You're not going to come up on that, playing. What they said is making the rap videos now, $100K in a day. You ain't gonna come across that kind of money.
Yeah.
Overnight, sure, but hey, gotta put this work in.
You gotta put this work in. But this is interesting, though, man. I don't know on the topic. I'm gonna ask you the question, but I'm gonna kind of break it down and get a full picture before you respond. Because the question is, when did black television take that turn to the wrong direction? Because I believe that around the time when BET was pretty much bought out by Viacom, I believe it was either Viacom or Time Warner. I want to say Viacom, but it was 2003, and the owner of BET was Bob Johnson. He founded BET back in 1980, so he was pretty much switching over the power from him to a major company, a major media company. That's pretty much what it was. But around that time, a lot of things changed. They changed the format of the BET News. You had Cousin Jeff on there who was speaking on some political topics before, but after a while, there was no more Cousin Jeff. He did like one hip hop special, but then after that, it was like we didn't hear from him anymore, man. And it's just like from that point on, everything changed. That was around the time there was no more UPN.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't understand how much black representation was going on back in those days, man.
You had Living Single. You had what was the other joint? I remember you had Malcolm and Eddie. You know what I'm saying? You had the Wayans brothers. You had like all these different amazing TV shows. you know, man, my brother and me, if you know, growing up watching.
Oh, I love you. Took it back. Shout out to yourself. You're so fine and beautiful and intelligent. I'm sorry. I'm not. This is inappropriate. It didn't be too much to say this time. I'm sorry, man. But give me another step. I'm sorry.
You know.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, man, like those were hell. Even Gullah Gullah Island, you know, as a kid, as a young kid, you know what I mean? That stuff right there was magic to us, you know? Like, people don't understand, man. Like, Gullah Gullah Island and learning about, you know, an African tribe just that took root on an island and just, you know, flourished and how they did everything. You don't really realize what you're learning until later on when you go back.